What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC Comics news update videos. We got some breaking news that just dropped today, a little bit ago. James Gunn has officially announced that he will in fact be directing Superman Legacy. This is the Superman film that he said he was going to be writing. He never officially confirmed if he was going to be directing or not, and after some careful consideration, he realized that this is something that he really wants to direct. So I like that aspect. I like that he kind of came out and discussed the whole thing, because he was offered Superman years ago. He turned it down. He didn't think he had a take that would work with his vision and what he wanted to do, and then eventually it came into his own. He's really happy with the script, and as the head of DC Studios, he is going to direct it. So he posted it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. He had the same message basically across all different platforms, so if you want to check that out, you can check out his post in there, but here's a link to an article of him discussing it. So yes, it's him, Peter Safran. So that's going to release July 11th, 2025. It focused on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He's the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks kindness is old-fashioned. On Wednesday, Gunn explained that he hesitated to take on Superman movie, even though he was offered the character before, ultimately taking on the Suicide Squad for Warner Brothers. I initially said no because I didn't have a way that felt unique and fun and emotional that gave Superman the dignity he deserved, Gunn wrote on Twitter. Then, a bit less than a year ago, I saw a way in many ways centering around Superman's heritage, how both his aristocratic Kryptonian parents and his Kansas farmer parents inform who he is and the choices he makes. Even after deciding to write, he was hesitant to direct, explained the filmmaker. Just because I write something doesn't mean I feel it in my bones visually and emotionally enough to spend over 2 years directing it, especially not something of this magnitude. But the long and short of it is, I love the script, and I'm incredibly excited as we begin this journey. Notably, this is not by Cavill. So yes, there we go. Because Gunn is also known for more of his, as this article goes to point out, he focuses more on the lesser known characters and kind of makes them popular. Here, this is his first time really tackling like the big leagues. Like, this is Superman. Superman is the essential superhero, and it's been so long since we've had a solo Superman movie, all the way going back to Man of Steel 10 years ago. Now, I did feel bad for Henry Cavill, and because he kind of got dicked around a little bit too much, and I think he's gone on record to say that too. But this is going to be a straight reboot, a fresh start. And yes, I'm bummed that Henry didn't get his chance to really shine the way he wanted to. And like I said, that man is extremely charismatic, and he was never really given the chance to shine given the direction he was under. Even though I enjoy Man of Steel, like Henry Cavill's charisma was like sucked out like a vacuum. Like if somebody like took a vacuum and just sucked out his natural charisma, it didn't allow him to showcase that in those movies, which is kind of unfortunate because, like I said, he's a very charismatic and charming guy. And the sad thing is, in the Whedon version of Justice League, which isn't a great movie, like he was actually allowed to showcase more of that natural charisma. It's just a shame he was also given the really bad mustache. But yeah, so anyways, Superman Legacy, like I said, this is Gunn's first real era of the whole like Gods and Monsters chapter 1. Now obviously they released a whole slate of things. Now it's not the entire slate, it's just part of the phase of it all. So yes, we're going to be getting this, and then you'll get some Elseworld stuff. I think Superman and Lois will probably end around the time that this movie comes out. I'm sure probably 2025, if I have to be honest, because I don't see that show sticking around with this movie coming into fruition. So you'll be getting some Superman stuff if you watch that show, which I did watch the first season of Superman and Lois. I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought Tyler Hoechlin is a really solid Clark Kent and Superman. So there's some good stuff with him in that. And then also we got some other TVs, films, animation, The Authority, all that other stuff. So hopefully it does well. I know this week we got Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which I'm hearing really good things about. Granted, it's not tracking as well box office wise, but a lot of that has to do with the way Warner Brothers advertised the movie. First Shazam is great, and I have no doubt that the second one will be really good because David F. Sandberg's a really solid filmmaker. So yes, lots of good stuff. How do I personally feel about it? I actually have some high expectations for this thing. Not everything James Gunn has done I've loved. I like the first Guardians movie. Don't care too much for the second one all that much. There's a few moments I like, but it just wasn't really for me. I really enjoyed the Suicide Squad, and I thought Peacemaker was really quite good, but this is a really big burden. There's a lot of pressure to make a really good Superman movie, because Superman's a character who should be at the forefront of this golden age of the superhero films that we got going on here, and he only had one solo movie in 10 years. That's ridiculous. Superman is the most important superhero superhero in the history of comic books. Yes, is he my favorite? I mean, I'm more of a Batman fan personally, but I still absolutely love Superman, and, you know, I love Spider-Man and, you know, other characters like Damian Wayne and that, and various other DC and Marvel characters. But Superman, he's like the original superhero. He is the guy. And the fact that he's not at the forefront of all this stuff is a shame. So I'm really hoping that this thing delivers, like maybe like what Matt Reeves did with the Batman, something really good, something upbeat, something optimistic, something very uncynical, because so many superhero things nowadays feel really cynically done, or kind of rushed or half-assed and don't really stand out on their own. I'm hoping that James Gunn delivers something exceptional with the Superman film, and I actually have high expectations for this movie. It's got to be amazing. It can't just be good. It has to be great. And maybe I'm setting the bar a little too high for myself personally, but this has to be the one. Superman deserves the best treatment, and I think Gunn's going to give it. He's shown a lot of interest in the comics he's been reading. He's been publicly showcasing what he's been working on, and always giving credit to the writers and the various comic book creators he's been involved with working out, like the DC universe. So the focus on the writing and the story is at the forefront of it all, and to me that's the most exciting part of it all. So I think next is Creature Commandos. That's the next thing he's working on. But James Gunn's DC stuff I've enjoyed more than his Marvel stuff, even though I like the first Guardians and I actually really enjoyed the holiday special too. But after Guardians 3, that's it with his time at Marvel, and then he's going to move on from that to directing Superman. So hopefully Superman Legacy is really solid. Please, James Gunn, make a really good movie. Superman deserves it, and I'm excited for what happens. So I'm cool with this choice. If he didn't direct it, I would have said Brad Bird would have been my go-to choice to direct a Superman movie, but maybe they'll get Brad Bird for something else, because Brad Bird's Superman, that would be something really spectacular given what he's worked on before. But like I said, I hope for the best with this thing. Like I said before, I am bummed that Henry Cavill didn't really get the chance to shine like I thought that he deserved, especially after all the stuff that he kind of went through. But I am looking forward to this new take on Superman. Hopefully it's just like the classic Boy Scout Superman, because there's a lot of division around Superman that's been going on for so many years now, and it's kind of unfortunate. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I actually think this will probably be pretty solid, but it needs to be amazing. Superman deserves the best, and hopefully James Gunn can bring it. This is something a little different than what he's done before. He has written some really good stuff, but he's worked on a little bit, like, this is an iconic character, so you can't really toy around with that too much the way that he did with some of his other characters. Like, his takes on the Guardians is obviously not the same as the comic books are based on, or some of the stuff with the Suicide Squad. You know, some characters are tweaked around here and there, but with Superman, he's already iconic. You have a set of things a set of core values and characteristics that Superman should have that need to be showcased, especially in movies today. So I'm hoping for the best. Casting Superman's going to be a pretty tough choice, but hopefully they can pull it off. Someone who's charming, likable, charismatic, and just embodies good that Superman has at his core. So here's hoping for the best. But anyways, if you have any thoughts on this, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. I'll be back later on today with some comic book reviews and some more stuff for the channel. So look forward to all that. All right, well, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.